My name is Samantha Bass. I'm owner of Samantha's Modeling. You are watching AccessTV.org.
Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Welcome back to Miss Cleo's Storytelling Corner. This is the end of the public Black History Month. And so I want to tell you this story. I'm going to read you this story. It's from My People, 400 Years of African American Folklore. And the reason I'm going to read you this particular story is because sometimes when Black History Month is over, some of us don't think about it anymore till the next year. And maybe that's all right for some people, but it's not all right for us. So we have to remember our forefathers and whose backs we stand. So I'm going to read you the story. Now, I just want you to remember it. Throughout the year, just kind of think about it. That someone came before you so you could be here where you are today. And how they got here and how they were treated, and still they rose. And still I rise. And we're still here. And that's because of their strength and their faith. So don't forget our forefathers. Don't forget the ones who came before us. Don't forget the ones who traveled over from Africa. So I'm going to read you this story. Those who came from the Middle Passage, don't forget them. This is a story that when they were doing slave narratives, and this is a story that someone remembered and told to a reporter that her grandmother told her. So I will read this to you. My name, Miss Fanny, was soft-gummed, blary-eyed, and spirited, and her voice was full of metal and gravel, scraping and raucous. She had a little black hat, and her hair just as white as snow, just as white as snow. And she been in slavery when it first began. When it first started, my grandma was 115 when she died. She say she had a time in slavery. She say, woo, she had some white people then. When the boss man called her in the morning, she say she shuffled her feet. God knows she didn't feel like going. She shuffled her feet. Say the boss man called her 2 times and said, if you ain't up, I'm coming back there and you better get up. Say she got up. Oh Lord, she got up. My grandma used to go with her dress tied up around her waist and a big foot tub on her head going down the road, and the boss man behind her with a strap. In the bucket, they had guano to throw on the field, And that Moss, that boss man followed behind. Platt got to work or he beat the devil out of you. That is slavery time. Yeah, they got to work. And she had her little girl tied around her back. That were my mother, hanging, hugging her tight round the neck, a string around her little legs, a band around her waist. She tied to my grandmother's waist. And the poor little child, that my mama cried, but that's all right. You better not stop. And all day long, 4 or 5 white men walking up and down the field with whips that plat up. When they cut you, the blood come. You can hear them. Oh, Cap, I'm working. And you better not stop. You better not stop. 'Cause if you stop, they'll kill you. They kill some of them. My grandma say they lynch them and they hang them out on trees. It were a shame to see. Sometimes they would try to run away. Then they had dogs to catch them. She say they have a hard time in slavery time. You know, you can't tie no child to your back and hoe and pick, is it? My grandma say they work her till the tears fall from her eyes. Some had beds to sleep in and some on the floor. They get plenty of moss. You get your little child and y'all lay down on that moss, and when the big old clock strikes, everybody rise. And the boss man, that white man, come there with that whip and get them up off that bed. Grandma say that fields be full of good people and plenty of people working and singing. They sing their little songs. Ain't know nothing about no church. When the thunder rolls, boss man say that's God driving across the big bridge. And the lightning, that be God striking a cigarette. My grandma say she couldn't go to church in slavery, but she say, let me turn church. I mean, she really be turned church. When she died, she hold on. And she say, come on, death. Come on, death. My grandma say the Yankees, the ones that make them free. You ever see a Yankee? My grandma say the Yankee the ones that free them. She say she was a glad soul then. She say, children, all we that been in slavery got something to tell God when we go home. Get the Negro up before God. Every tongue gonna tell the story. Every tongue gonna confess. You got to tell God all your troubles about this world below. She say, I got a lot to tell him and plenty more. She say, that be a time. So that's one of the stories of our ancestors and our forefathers. I have another little story for you, and I think I could find it here. Oh yes, this is just a little short one. I just gotta read it to you. Ain't ready for integration. This black lady was so excited when integration came and she could eat in a nice white restaurant. She got all dressed up and went there Sunday evening. The white waitress came over to her and was all nice and manly. "What can I get you, ma'am?" Black lady was so pleased. Never had a white person call her man before and serve her food as well. "I'll have some pig feet and collard greens." She smiled in pleasant anticipation. "Oh, I'm sorry. We don't serve that." The waitress declared. "Then just bring me some chitlins, please." "What?" The waitress explained. "Chitterlings." She pronounced it more clearly this time. "What is that?" the waitress said. "Well, what kind of soul food do you have?" she impatiently asked the waitress. "Soul food? What in the world is soul food?" the waitress inquired. "Lord have mercy. You white folks just ain't ready for integration," the lady exclaimed as she heartily pushed her chair back from the table and highlighted it out of the door. Woo! Yes, yes. Those are the stories that I have to tell you today, that I had to read for you. Those stories came from my people, 400 years of African American folklore, and I still think that this book is in print. If not, you can get it you can call Books at 677 Blue Hills Avenue and ask me how to get it, or I could find it somewhere, or maybe you can get it in the secondhand store, but I don't think they're in publication at this time. So if you want this book, give us a call at 677 Blue Hills Avenue or email me, and we'll try to get you this book. Wonderful, 400 folk stories in here. Okay, thank you for being with me again today. And you remember, read a little, write a little, and you take care. See you next time.
I'm very happy to be here tonight to congratulate and support AccessTV.org. AccessTV.org has reached hundreds and thousands of people. It's done a great job informing the community about important issues in our city, our state, and our nation. I congratulate Stan McCauley and Nyesha for the job they've done. And now with their new format, which will reach many more people and which will be available through many more formats, the future is very bright for AccessTV.org. Congratulations, and may you continue your mission of informing our community. Thank you very much.